Hey, it's Neil from Neil's On Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Take a ride on the Reading Railroad. Be kind, helpful, grateful. Buy some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized osmium because that's sound advice, not financial advice. Oh, by the way, Elon Musk agrees with me on the be kind, helpful, grateful. It's a personal choice you can make, can change the world. But that's not what this is about. This is about We Love Africa. I don't know how long ago it was. I'm going to go ahead and click the like. And let's see what they have to say here.
When one of Africa's most defiant leaders decides to reclaim his country's resources from the iron grip of foreign multinationals. Burkina Faso's move to withdraw mining permits has sent shockwaves through the entire global gold market, shaking up economies from London to Wall Street. But this is the beginning of the end for Western control over African wealth, as Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Okay, one thing right off the bat. Great channel. We Love Africa. They seem to hate the West a lot, which is, it's cool. Everyone can do what they want. But I already did a story where Ibrahim Traore discovered that half of the gold leaving their territory for the past 10 years was going to Dubai and not the colonial nations. So they're fixing to tell you that that Burkina Faso is the seventh largest miner of gold. So half that gold was being stolen by Dubai, and Dubai is not a colonial nation. So you have to understand when you see this report, these guys are biased and they kind of hate the West, which again, understandable, but they should be a little more accurate, especially since they're the ones who did the report, or it might not have been them, it might have been another channel. That showed that Dubai stole like 500 tons of gold over the past 10 years from Burkina Faso. So let's get that straight right off the bat and quit hating on the colonials.
Stands up to the giants of the mining industry. With this, will Africa finally rise and take back what's rightfully theirs, leaving the West scrambling to maintain their dominance in a post-colonial world? Let's find out.
Let's find out
Burkina
together.
Faso takes its gold back, but why is the West nervous? The West has always seen Africa as a resource-rich continent to exploit and open treasure
So has China, Russia, and the Middle East.
trove to be mined without accountability. But now, the game is changing. Burkina Faso, led by its bold, unapologetic leader Captain Ibrahim Traore, is flipping the script and reclaiming its sovereignty, starting with the control of its gold. This move is more than just a policy shift. It's a loud declaration that Africa will no longer be the West's playground. The Western powers, they're not used to hearing no from African countries. For decades, they've operated with a sense of entitlement, treating Africa's resources as if they were theirs to take. But Traore is showing that the tide is turning. His declaration that Burkina Faso will be reclaiming its gold from foreign multinationals sent shockwaves through global markets, leaving Western companies like West African Resources and Endeavour Mining reeling. Their stocks plunged, with West African Resources taking a near 20% hit. Why? Because Traore isn't following the playbook of past African leaders who meekly accepted whatever scraps were thrown their way. He's rewriting the rules. Burkina Faso is the world's seventh largest producer of gold, yet for years, the people of this West African country have seen very little benefit from this wealth. Instead, multinational corporations, most of them Western, have made billions mining Burkina
And Dubai, who took over half, which is 5 times more than the colonials.
Faso's resources, while leaving the country mired in poverty. This is the real scandal that no one talks about. Africa's resources have
I actually do talk about Dubai stealing half their gold for 10 years straight.
fueled the prosperity of the West for centuries, while the continent itself remains underdeveloped. But Traore, he's not interested in continuing this one-sided relationship. We know how to mine our gold, he declared, and he's right. Burkina Faso doesn't need Western corporations to mine its resources. It just needs the freedom to control its destiny. Traore represents a new generation of African leaders who aren't content with the status quo. They've seen how the so-called partnerships with the West have played out. The multinationals come in, extract resources, and leave nothing but environmental destruction and economic disparity in their wake. The wealth generated from Africa's resources flows out of the continent, enriching shareholders in London, New York, and Sydney, while the people of Africa are left to pick up the pieces. But Traore and leaders like him are done playing nice. They're taking back control, and they're not asking for permission. This isn't just about gold, it's about sovereignty. It's about Africa finally standing up and saying, we will no longer be exploited. And for the West, this is a terrifying prospect. After all, if Burkina Faso succeeds in reclaiming its resources, what's to stop other African nations from following suit? Here's a reminder to please like and share the video.
Like, share, and subscribe not only to their channel, but to my channel.
Landscape. Let's continue now. The truth is that Africa has always had power. The West has been terrified of this moment for decades, the moment when African nations realize that they don't need Western corporations to thrive. They just need to take back control of their resources. The West isn't worried about Burkina Faso's instability or security concerns, though they'll talk about it nonstop in the media. No, what they're really worried about is losing access to Africa's wealth. And make no mistake, Burkina Faso is setting an example. Other African nations are watching closely, and if Traore's bold stance pays off, it could spark a wave of resource nationalism across the continent.
Okay, I'm going to end this right here because that just opens up a whole nother chapter of videos. If these guys decide to, all of these guys right here, Nigeria, Chad, Algeria, whatever that one's called, to go, Benazi, all these ones, Ivory Coast, they all have gold right here. They're out of gold, and they're also, well, they're real close to being out of gold and very close to being out of platinum down here. So, yeah, all the wealth down here is being transferred from here to here. And Libya just discovered water in their desert. So this area here is going to be a real big hotspot for growth and development, which also will push out the radicals. Because right now you have Mali and Niger and Burkina Faso pushing out all the bad peoples, the insurgents, pushing them out and eliminating them here. Libya's doing the same here. So this whole area of Africa is going to be free of radicals that cause people harm and steal stuff. So that's going on as well, along with lots of other things going on down there that I'll keep you informed of. There's some cool stuff coming up in Libya in the next year or two that I might actually get some action off of as far as building and developing. I've been talking to a friend of mine over there. As soon as that government becomes stable, it's on. So seeing Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, and Nigeria pushing out radicals is a big benefit, step forward to that direction as well. So anyhow, having said all of this, I hope you guys got a little information off this. Watch out for your mining stocks in West Africa, because one country just did this, and you heard the effects. 2 companies' stocks fell like 20%. So imagine if 6 or 7 West African countries do this. So the reason why I did this story is so that you can have the information, so you can make a logical assessment of the threats to your investments if you are invested in gold mining companies that have licenses to mine gold in West African countries. There is a possibility that, as they said, other countries might follow suit and stop all of that mining by out-of-country companies. So just be aware of that. Do your due diligence. This is not financial advice. It's just news you should know. You guys have a nice night.